Uber promised us freedom, a ride at the tap of a button, cheaper than taxis, faster than buses, and a way for anyone with a car to be their own boss. But here's the dark truth. Uber wasn't built to give you cheap rides. It was built to rewrite the rules of labor, politics, and data control, while burning $30 billion to dominate your city. And the craziest part? The real price of Uber hasn't even hit yet. Stick around, because what I'm about to tell you will change how you look at every ride you take, from driver suicides to government backroom deals. And what Uber's really building next? It's terrifying. Uber was never cheap. Those $8 rides you loved in 2014? Pure bait. Between 2014 and 2021, Uber lost over $30 billion. Not profit, but loss. One of the biggest corporate money burns in history. Here's why. Uber wasn't just competing with taxis, it was erasing them. The playbook. Flood cities with VC-funded cheap rides. Drive taxis out of business. Jack up prices when you have no alternative. And it worked. In New York, a taxi medallion the licensed drivers need crashed from $1 million to less than $100K by 2018. Drivers saw life savings vanish. Some, drowning in debt, ended their own lives. So when you opened the app and thought, wow, $8 across town, this is the future. The reality was, no, it was blood money. And now, if your rides feel more expensive than ever, that's because Uber's long game is finally paying off. But for them, not for you. Uber's second promise was to drivers, be your own boss. Work when you want, on your terms. Here's the truth, that freedom was an illusion. Uber has spent hundreds of millions fighting to keep drivers classified as independent contractors, not employees. Why? Because employees get benefits. Minimum wage, healthcare, sick leave. Independent contractors get none of that. In California alone, Uber spent $200 million to pass Proposition 22, locking in exemptions from labor laws. And while drivers believed they had control, the algorithm decides who gets rides, where they go, and how much they earn. That's not freedom. That's digital servitude. Studies show many drivers make under $10 an hour after expenses. In the UK, a Supreme Court ruling in 2021 forced Uber to give drivers minimum wage and holiday pay. But that's rare. Most of the world, still stuck. And remember this, drivers aren't just competing with each other anymore. They're competing with Uber's real endgame, robots. In 2022, 124,000 leaked internal documents, the Uber files, exposed what Uber was willing to do to conquer markets. Uber executives admitted breaking laws to operate. In France, then Economy Minister Emmanuel Macron secretly helped Uber lobby regulators. In one email, Uber's head of policy wrote, "Embrace the chaos." Translation, if taxi protests turned violent, Uber saw that as leverage. More chaos equals more pressure on governments to let them in. This wasn't disruption, this was sabotage. A private company weaponizing unrest to rewrite laws in its favor. Uber's tactics weren't limited to one country. Every market became a battlefield. London almost banned Uber in 2019 for a pattern of failures around safety. Germany banned Uber Pop as illegal, but the playbook never changed. 1. Enter markets illegally. 2. Flood cities with cheap rides. 3. Build addiction before regulators react. 4. Lobby to rewrite laws. In the US, it worked spectacularly. Dozens of states passed Uber laws stripping cities of the power to regulate. This wasn't innovation, it was a multi-billion-dollar power play against democracy itself. Here's where it gets truly unsettling. Uber isn't just about rides, its real asset is data. Every trip you take, where, when, how you move, is logged. Multiply that across millions of users and Uber owns one of the world's most detailed mobility datasets. Why does that matter? Because cities run on movement. Whoever controls that data controls how cities live, work, and spend. That's power, and you never really consented to it. And then there's Uber's dream, cut drivers out completely. They spent $2.5 billion on self-driving cars. After a fatal crash and scandals, they sold the division in 2020, but didn't abandon the plan. They partnered with Waymo and Aurora. The robot fleets are coming. For drivers, opportunity disappears. For you, one private company controlling urban mobility. Okay, but I just want a cheap ride home. Too late, you're already paying the price. Your rides are more expensive than taxis in many cities. Your city has fewer taxi options, less choice. Drivers are trapped in poverty. Your data fueling a billion-dollar shadow economy. Uber promised freedom, then delivered control. Unless regulators and consumers push back, the future isn't one where you hail a ride. It's one where Uber decides if you can move at all. Uber promised a revolution, and in a way, they delivered. But not for you, for themselves. Every convenience came at someone else's cost. Drivers, cities, even you. The question is, do we keep paying the price or demand something better? If this breakdown opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe for more deep dives into how power and profit really work, and share this with someone who still thinks Uber is just an app.